welcome back to another video. So I started off this week by making this vegan fried tofu, and it actually turned out a lot better than I thought it would. I was super proud of it. So basically all I did was I started off marinating it in this vegan chicken bouillon. I'll post the video, or post the recipe link down below to it, but it was actually legit. Like, it smelled and tasted just like vegan bouillon chicken. But I just pressed my tofu. I wish I could have gone through actually preparing it like I wanted to, but I didn't have time this night. So I just pressed it and threw it in a bag and marinated it for about an hour. If I could have, I'd have marinated it in a plastic tub with a lot longer time. But like I said, I was very, very busy this night, so I was not able to. And then I wanted this to be like as authentic and genuine as possible, so I did make this buttermilk mix with just some almond milk and apple cider vinegar. I just filled up to the 2-cup line and added 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar and mixed it and let it sit for about an hour, I want to say, just so that way it could turn into the buttermilk. Okay, 17 million spices later and we're good. Okay, I'm just gonna make a simple breading with a cup of flour. Okay, this is a 1/4 teaspoon, so we're just gonna we'll do that. One thing that sucks about working with flour is that you can't taste as you go. Teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of garlic. This is just how I cook. Why are the holes so big on that paprika container? Like, why? The holes aren't even that big on my garlic powder. Yeah. Garlic pepper. I'm not even measuring anymore. Ground mustard. Cornstarch. I'm just going to add a little bit of sriracha. And then I, of course, just served it with some loaded mashed potatoes and cornbread. This was probably my husband's favorite meal of the week. Next up, we hadn't done breakfast for dinner in a while, so I really wanted to do that, so I decided to make some French toast. All I have here in this big bowl is 2 flax eggs, which is just a little bit of flaxseed and water combined, some sugar, nutmeg, cinnamon, milk, salt, and vanilla. And then I just, of course, took my bread and dipped both sides in this mixture after I had combined it, of course, and let it cook on my griddle until it was done. And then I just served it with some fake bologna on the side. We tried something different and it didn't work out, but that's the joy of cooking. You get to try stuff and sometimes it doesn't work out. So undoubtedly the fastest dinner I made this week was these chicken teriyaki rice bowls. I just have some broccoli steaming with a little bit of salt and garlic pepper, and then I did have those fake chicken like strip things. They're actually really good. And look how cute my son is. Look at him. It's the only reason I included this clip. Like, look how cute he is. He just wanted to come in here and help. Look how cute he is. He's so big. But I just followed the directions on the package for those and then chopped them up with this little meat masher that I've had for probably 3 or 4 years now. And I just made them little bite sizes and then coated them in a teriyaki sauce. I just got a cheap one that was really liquidy. It wasn't like a glaze or anything like that, and just added cornstarch to it because I didn't want to pay the extra like $3 or something for the thick one when I can just make it for a fraction of the price at home. But after that was combined, I just stuck the chicken back in and stuck the broccoli back in and combined it all till it was coated together and served it over rice. Easiest and fastest meal. I want to say this was done in maybe 10 minutes, if that. This next recipe is one that I am the most proud of and is one of the best recipes I think I've ever made. And it is a pickled chicken ranch pizza. I know it sounds weird, but it was actually really, really good. And I did make my own ranch seasoning with these spices right here, along with some mayo and milk. I, of course, have the meatless chicken strips, pickles, and vegan cheese. So for the mayo recipe, I'll leave the link down below, but it's, or for the ranch recipe, I'll leave the link down below, but it's just mayo, milk, dill, salt, onion powder, garlic powder, parsley, and paprika. And I'll leave the exact measurements down below because I just eyeball it most of the time. But it tastes like the exact thing. And if you prefer buttermilk, you can add apple cider vinegar to it. But I don't like buttermilk ranch, so I just leave it out. I ended up making that pizza mix, and I put down a layer of melted butter on top, and then added some garlic powder and parsley to make like a garlic butter crust. And oh my gosh, it was so good. I think it really added to this. And then once it came out of the oven, I did pre-bake it for about 5 minutes. I added a good layer of ranch on, the homemade ranch that I made, and then I added a thin layer of that Violife mozzarella cheese. I think it's made with coconuts. I don't know. And then I added the chicken and the pickles, and I added more cheese on top. I think I added a little too much, but next time I think I would cut back on the amount that I put on the bottom, but I think I put a good amount on the top. And then I just baked it until the crust was brown, so I want to say about 15 minutes at like 425. This was filmed a couple weeks ago. This was actually Christmas week. So this was Christmas Eve dinner actually. But yeah, super good. This undoubtedly was my favorite meal of the week, and probably one of the best meals I have ever made. And for the last recipe, it is a coconut milk tomato pasta dish with spinach added. I just cut up my onion into just chunks and threw my tomatoes in a bowl with some olive oil, and then I sprinkled very generously. Is that like even a thing? Like, can you sprinkle generously? I don't know. Some Italian seasoning and salt. And if I had basil, I would have added it because I like a little extra basil, but I didn't have it, so I couldn't add it, of course. And I roasted this in the air fryer at 390 for, I want to say, 10 minutes. And then like the last 2 minutes of cook time, I added the chickpeas because they were still a little frozen, because I do make my own from dry. And so I wanted to warm them up a little bit, and that's what it looked like when they were done. And I just added everything to my blender and blended everything up, and I added the rest of the ingredients as well.